We're live streaming and we're recording now. Okay. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Albert, CEO of Bitcoin Startup Lab, and we're here to talk to you about the Bitcoin Olympics. I'm here with my colleague, Bobby. He's the head of marketing, and he's a man in charge of the hackathon. And we're going to just have a casual talk about what to look out for, or what we could look forward to in the hackathon. So to kick it off, Bobby, what do you think is the most exciting thing about the hackathon to you right now?
Well, Albert, thank you for that great introduction. But there are a couple things that really excite me about this hackathon. I mean, for me personally, being able to jump on board, I'm able to meet a lot of like-minded individuals who are just propelling the Bitcoin space. But for the hackathon itself, what we actually do have is the prize pool. It's one of the biggest prize pools that I've currently ever seen personally. And in order for all of our contestants to be able to win this prize pool, it's a great opportunity and platform for them to actually just come on and just use their skill sets. And the best part about it, I think, is like it's not just for developers, but it's also for those that are business minded, those that are like me, for example, are more savvy on the marketing side of things. And being able to come together like that and just be able to build on the Bitcoin ecosystem, propel it further, is something that really excites me about this hackathon.
Okay, yeah. No, I think those excite me too. I mean, I think the large prize pool speaks for itself. Like for me, I'm more interested about meeting more like-minded people. Like you said, we're inviting not just people with the technical savvy, but also people with a business and marketing savvy. And just as history has shown us, the combination of the two creates even better innovation, right? And this is what we're here for, is to create some really useful use cases in the Bitcoin ecosystem, so we can together create a sustainable Bitcoin economy. That's what we all want. We want an alternative to what's going on right now, right? And
Absolutely. Yeah.
and on the point of meeting like-minded people, I'd like everyone to know that, hey, just have to hang on the Discord. And when you're in the Discord, there's the Find Your Team channel. And then you can do a shout out, right? And, we already have 120 applicants. We're aiming for over 1,000 active applicants. The application are coming in over twice the speed as less than 6 months ago. So there are more founders and builders and marketers coming into Bitcoin now than ever before, right? This is a record time if you're looking at the speed of founders coming from other ecosystems into Bitcoin. So it's really exciting because, before there's a lot of people holding up the fort, but to be honest, we don't have enough people to build all the awesome things. There's actually a lot more unicorn level startup ideas now ready for the picking than builders and startup founders. That's an incredible situation to be in. It's like you go into an entirely new ocean, right, where no fisherman has fished the sea before. If you're an entrepreneur, I hope that really resonates with you. Yeah.
It truly does. So, I mean, with that being said, what was kind of your inspiration to creating this hackathon? Yes, it is to get everybody under the one umbrella and to propel the Bitcoin space. But was there anything that really resonated with you in terms of creating this platform as being the #1 pre-accelerator in the space?
Yeah, no, thanks for that question, Bobby, because a lot of people are beginning to ask us that. They had such a great time the first hackathon, and they're wondering like how we came up with the idea of making it basic agnostic, meaning that we invite anybody who's willing to put in the time. Well, hey, no problem. We'll waive the cost of the operations, right? So all you have to do is do co-marketing with us to bring more builders into Bitcoin. And by waiving the cost of operations and by waiving the cost of marketing, what we do is 100% of the prize money goes to the contestants and winners, right? So it's completely undiluted, right? So the way we came up with this idea, right, of bringing all different types of technology, under one umbrella. I think you could sort of see the answer in the name of our hackathon, which is called Bitcoin, and the keyword in addition to Bitcoin is Olympics, right? And it's just like in the real world, right? In the real world, we have different countries, and countries sometimes they don't get along, right? But hey, the special thing about Olympics is that when it comes time for the Olympics, what happens? People put their differences aside, and in good sportsmanship, they push forward champions from their tribe to compete in the Olympics. And as a result, everyone gets better after that, right? Everyone gets better after that, right? It's champions competing with, well, this collaboration, and there's also competition, just like in our hackathon. But because of this collaboration and competition amongst champions, everyone gets better, right? And people who are, even indirectly to the Olympics, they're inspired to keep it alive and to make it even better next time, right? And that's why we call it the Bitcoin Olympics, is because we're inviting different countries, but in this case, it's not countries, as you know, it's different technology tribes within Bitcoin. It could be like Rootstock or Stacks or Lightning, or you could be in the Ordinals camp, or you could be doing like DLCs or something else, right? Whatever your ideological inclination or your preference of technologies that you use on Bitcoin is fine. Come to the Bitcoin Olympics, show off your coolest stuff, and people might build with it, right? People might build with it. Last time, because we had this, basically there's 4 different technologies, or excuse me, 5 different technologies, the first one, because contestants saw different types of ideas from different technologies, this cross-pollination of ideas allowed them to create innovations that we did not think were possible, right? I'd like to announce that this time we have at least 10 Bitcoin technologies. So we've doubled the number of technologies. We've almost 10x the amount of cash and crypto prices, right? Cash and crypto prices were almost 10x this time. So it just shows that, hey, people had a great time last time. And I think people are going to have an even better time this time. It's not just about winning more prizes, because, like last time, I think the cash prizes were about $15,000. This time, just the grand prize is $30,000. So that's just the grand prize is double, right? And so what are we at? Like over 150,000. So it's about 10x now. So yeah, like in the spirit of the Olympics, let's if you're in this case, when I say champions, you could be a champion developer, you could be a champion marketing person, you could be a champion of Bitcoin, right? An evangelist of Bitcoin. You could be XYZ talented individual, and you believe that the future is going to be built on Bitcoin. Well, come join the hackathon, meet like-minded people, form teams, build cool stuff, right, on Bitcoin, and potentially you'll get rewarded for it, right? Either monetarily, or you at least get rewarded for it by meeting new people and learning a bunch of new things. Because I mean, how many classes do we have lined up right now? I want to say like we're well into like 30 or 40 different classes, right? If we're talking about workshops, panels, tech crash courses, etc. I mean, yeah, like we're I think we're pushing 50 this time. I mean, this is like a fairly, in terms of content, it's going to be the most massive Bitcoin hackathon. In terms of number of tribes, technology tribes coming, it's going to be the biggest. In terms of contestants, it's going to be the biggest. And right now it's already like the prize pool has already become the biggest, right?
Yeah, we've been busy working at it. It's been great.
Yep.
Albert, I mean, this is the second hackathon. It's really amazing that we are able to put this on again. How do you envision the impact of this hackathon on the wider Bitcoin cryptocurrency community? I remember Robin from Liquidium, CEO of Liquidium, being one of the contestants from last year, from the cohort, and he is excelling right now in the space. But how do you see this hackathon benefiting and also impacting the wider Bitcoin cryptocurrency space?
Yeah, I think it's 2 steps. Like one, the way we want to impact the Bitcoin space is support useful use cases, right? Build something that matters on Bitcoin. So after the hackathon, the natural progression is, hey, if you want to actually turn that into a startup and get into accelerator and get pre-seed funding, come to the Bitcoin Startup Lab. You still have to do an interview, there's no guarantee you'll get in. But hey, if you do well in the hackathon, there's a high likelihood you'll get in. And then that will be a curated, next cohort will be a curated cohort of somewhere between 100 and 150 founders, okay, and teams that are all building with the same mission to build something really useful in Bitcoin, right? And create startups that become investment worthy and get funding and get accepted in accelerators, right? So this is the impact that we can create, is we can increase the likelihood that useful use cases will come to life and scale and bring more people in the Bitcoin ecosystem, thereby creating a virtuous cycle to create a sustainable Bitcoin economy. Right? So that's one way we see this happening now. And just to give you guys the audience some visibility on what happened. So what happened last time was, we invited like these different groups that normally don't work together, and because of hackathon, they started talking with each other. Some even have collaborations, right? And also a lot of there are new teams that were formed, and different protocols were able to find new founders and new builders to build with their technology, right? Thereby strengthening each of these protocols. I'm a firm believer that the Bitcoin platform is definitely large enough to support many, many different tribes and protocols. Like it's already worth what, $500 billion, but this is a bear market with what, really under 200 dApps running on it, if that even, if you're talking about the ones that have product market fit, right? So really, like, imagine when there's like 10,000 companies or even 100,000 companies built on this ecosystem, right? This is definitely a massive undertaking. And so, the impact we'll have is we'll bring in more builders into Bitcoin ecosystem, increasing the chances of more useful use cases, which will pull on more users and more investors, right? And because as it snowballs, it'll attract more people, right? So we're really envisioning the Bitcoin Olympics as sort of like as an engine for innovation and attracting more and more founders and builders to build the Bitcoin economy together. And that's why we made it open, right? That's why we made it a nonprofit a segment of the Bitcoin Startup Lab. That's why everyone is encouraged to participate. Be you protocol foundation, be you like API provider, be you a talented champion in marketing or front end development or back end development. It's fine, and it's fine if you come from other parts of the crypto ecosystem outside of Bitcoin, right? We're seeing a lot of people coming from Ethereum and Polygon and Solana, etc., come over to test the waters through the hackathon. Right? They're contemplating, and some of them they've already abandoned their MVPs on those test nets to come build something bigger and better on Bitcoin. Right? It's a blue ocean here. It's a red ocean. There's a red ocean over there. Right? And for the first time ever, I think builders finally have the option of going upstream to something more powerful as Bitcoin. Because as you know, like over the past few years, you have like Avalanche, you have other EVM competitors, right? But those are all sort of like going downhill to smaller communities, right? But this is going uphill to a larger crypto asset class. So yeah, I mean, as long as we keep this engine going, everyone collaborates. I see a very bright future for the Bitcoin economy.
Likewise, I see that too. Thanks for shedding light on that. So for our participants that are developers, entrepreneurs, students, or the participants especially, do you have any tips for them if they're looking to form a team or looking to join one?
Yeah, if you're gonna form a team, it's fairly easy. It's almost impossible not to form a team, actually, in our hackathon, because one, there's going to be a lot of people there, right? As you mentioned, Bobby, there's business people and also tech people, right? So definitely find a form a well-rounded team. You can also go to our Discord server. There's a channel called Find a Team. Summarize what you're good at and share with other people what you want to build, and people will reach out to you. The third way is just to be in the chat and chat people up and do a side DM with them, right? And the fourth way is we're going to have Zoom breakout sessions, right? Coming up next week, we're going to have breakout sessions to mix people up. You just have to join the Zoom. We hit randomly select, and then you'll find yourself in a room with somebody else, and you could talk to them for 5 minutes. It's like speed dating, but finding a team, yeah, right? And then we'll do that a few times throughout the week to mix things up, right? And you don't even have to start coding. In fact, we don't really accept code until the August 26th. But here's the thing: when you're forming a team, there's you have to keep in mind that the judging criteria is two main parts, right? One is actually three main parts, but in terms of team, you have someone on the business side and you have someone on the technical side. So one of the judging criteria is that you have to have teamwork. That means you have to turn in your final product with 2 to 4 person team. So if you only have 2 people, you have to make sure that you definitely have a business person, and then you have at minimum 1 tech person. Those 2 combined create a team. It's not just like 2 tech people or 2 business people. That doesn't qualify, right? If you have a team of 3, you can have 2 business people, 1 tech person, or vice versa, right? But if you have a team of 2, you must have 1 of each, business, tech, right? And that's the reason why that's a requirement for the team, is because guess what the other criteria are? One of them is, hey, are you building something that matters? You guys have to work together with users to make sure that you're actually solving a pain point, like that you're building something that people actually care about, right? And also you have to show that you have traction on Twitter, right? Are people engaging you for this even before you build it, right? And then of course the other side of the equation is, hey, you have to show technical savvy and be able to launch something on the testnet. Right? Which testnet? We don't have a preference, right? As I said, there's at least 10 different Bitcoin technologies coming into play. That's up to you, right? It's most likely going to be related to what your customer wants and what is the best technology to solve that problem, right? So that's what I could say about forming teams, right? So be careful. Like definitely, we're promoting diversity here. So find somebody on the business side, make sure there's somebody on the tech side. That's the way to properly form a team. Now, one last thing, I said judges credit, there's 3 parts, right? One was the business part, one was the tech part. What's the third part? What's the third part, guys? This is super important. The third part is that you guys also have to pitch in with the marketing, right? If you want to unlock other prizes, the only way this is going to happen is if you retweet our tweet, our prize tweet for the hackathon. Why? Because our prize sponsors have given us the requirement to say, hey, we need a certain amount of contestants to join the hackathon if we're going to give out this many prizes, right? So the formula is every 200 people actively participating in the hackathon, we're going to unlock roughly $30,000 in prizes. That's right now roughly 20% of the prize pool. So by the time we hit 1,000 active participants, yes, you'll be drawing from over $150,000 prize pool, right? And this is a collaborative effort. Okay, so that's the third part. Like, do your part. Do your part. Like I said, this is a public hackathon. We're not taking any. We're not taking any kind of percentage. We're not taking any part of the prize to help run our own operations. So it's 100% undiluted going to the prize winners. What that means is that we also need you to be on board and help us make this a success together by retweeting. Thank you.
Absolutely. With that being said, sign up for the hackathon, get ready to innovate and compete. Register now and be part of the revolution. Honestly, this is a great experience for all those that are interested in developing in the Bitcoin ecosystem. And what we really need you to do is retweet and like that pinned tweet that we have on our Twitter or X. So boost our visibility on Twitter by retweeting and liking that post. Each interaction really helps spread the word for us. And also join in our Discord, dive into the community discussions. We also have real-time updates there all the time and network with like-minded builders. And you can also find the Discord link in the tweet pinned as well. So spread the word, tell your friends, your colleagues, share it with your network about the hackathon. Every mention helps and amplifies our reach to getting more and more people to unlocking that prize pool for you.
Awesome. So guys, go to @BTC Startup Lab on Twitter. Well, it's called X now, @BTC Startup Lab. That you'll find out where to sign up there, how to participate, how to qualify and unlock prize pools. Also, you'll see all of the classes and events coming up that will help you build something awesome. Right? Come join us. This will be the first time you see so much information in one place about Bitcoin. But no matter how much you think you see at the Bitcoin Olympics, this is the tip of the iceberg. Literally, that is only 1% of what you get if you get into our 12-week program, the Bitcoin Startup Lab. All right. Thanks for listening, checking out. Thanks, Bobby.
Of course.